Brace yourselves, if you're looking for laughs and giggles, you've clicked on the wrong video. Actually, to be fair, you probably clicked on the wrong channel.
Are you listening? Damn.
Before this starts, a quick disclaimer. I have never been medically diagnosed as depressed. I filled out the form once, but I didn't hand it in. I didn't see the point in sending off a form to have someone confirm that I am indeed a little bit sad. So anytime I talk about depression or how it feels to be depressed, understand that I may just be a miserable fuck who has no idea what it's like. Nowadays, it seems as if everyone has had or known someone who suffers from depression. Even though I'm certain a high percentage of depressed people are just kind of sad or looking for a bit of sympathy. Or maybe they just lack a better word to describe their emotional situation. Now I should say, if you've come looking for answers or a solution, you should know by now we don't do that here. But considering my current frame of mind, I felt like it was appropriate to vent some of my thoughts on depression and outline some common misconceptions in help of hoping those who suffer from this crippling mental illness. Help of hoping. And also to educate those who want to be able to empathise with a friend or family member. Depression. Depression, defined by me, is a constant, lingering numbness. When you're depressed, you feel sluggish, worthless, and you're kept awake by your brain questioning your purpose. Sorry, it's very serious, but I didn't mean to rhyme it. That was good. A common misconception about depression is that people expect you to be miserable all day, every day. And upon seeing you smirk or smile, or even in a moment of laughter, they either misconstrue it as progress, or they accuse you of not being depressed in the first place, claiming you wouldn't be laughing if you were. Think of it like this. Depression is like your house. You live there. At the end of every day, you go back there. And no matter where you go throughout the day, or throughout the course of a week, your home is still your home. Think of moments of happiness or anger as trips to the supermarket or to a mate's house. You can leave that state of numbness, but ultimately you know you'll be back home eventually. Unless you're homeless. It's not a joke to make. Even if for the slightest moment you forgot about it while you were gyrating in the club on the lovely lady. Oh man. That harsh fist of reality will reach you as you sober up and punch you right in the gut. One thing that should also be understood is that for many people, even when surrounded by a group of mates, you can still feel so alone. I personally love my mates. They're always there for me, they care, and they attempt to be understanding, despite me being the sort of person who doesn't like opening up. It's important to note that everyone has a different healing process, but to me, alone time seems like the most dangerous time you can have when you're depressed. And I work in a supermarket. Stacking shelves gives a man way too much time to think about things over and over again in your head, and go over the same train of thought for hours and hours, and that just isn't healthy. However, I did have this thought today. Many people would assume that as long as you act happy and put on this jolly persona, the things will either get easier or you'll eventually become truly happy. Whilst I don't deny this could work in some cases, and understand that it's always good to remain positive, if you're putting on this facade, it doesn't get easier, it just gets harder and harder, or at least it does in my case. Think of it like this. People might assume it's like a video game. You practice and you practice, you play and you play, and eventually you either get amazing at the game or you ultimately complete it. But for me, putting on a persona is more like a deadlift. You pick up this weight that might seem light at first, and you just hold it there. For hours, days, weeks, months. The longer you just stand there holding it, the weaker and more fragile you feel until inevitably you drop it. The way I see it, pretending you're fine when you're not in the long run is so much more harmful than just being real with yourself and admitting that something's wrong. But why am I saying all this? Why do you care about how I feel? You don't, but you should care about how you feel. That almost got a little too cheesy, but don't worry, I'll bring it back. Now, I can't offer you a solution. It would be wrong of me to try, since I'm pretty certain I'm worse than ever. The only advice I can offer you is this. If you're dealing with someone who has depression, you need patience. Because you may have thought they had a breakthrough after a really deep night of conversation and some tears being shed, when in reality what you may have done is just temporarily fix their issues. And whilst for you, you wake up in the morning feeling happy with yourself that you've helped this person the night before, they might wake up just reminded of why they're in the situation they're in. But I urge you not to stop trying. Depression is like a storm. You can't stop it. You can't really predict when it will worsen or get better. And the longer it lasts, the harder it tests you. So knowing you just have to ride it out, surround yourselves with good company to take your mind off it as much as possible, and try and locate the source and work at it. Be sure to remain productive and on top of everything else in your life as best you can, else other issues could be inflamed and add to the overriding helplessness and numbness. And I'm not going to be all, you'll get through it, it'll all work out, because I don't fucking know if it will. I'm still like this after 2 years, so who knows? All I can say with absolute certainty is this. By giving up, By giving up, you are guaranteeing failure. Now, a wise man once said, you should always leave them laughing. And if you didn't, then, well, I just said it. And whilst I'm not wise, you can't deny I am in fact a man. So to lighten the mood, here's me laughing at a joke. No, that's shit. That was awful. Oh dear. That was a fake laugh. Guys, if you need any more rantings or ravings about depression or other serious issues that I may have some knowledge or understanding in, then please let me know in the comments below. I'm sorry I've been inactive for a while, that's just who I am. I just procrastinate, I have no excuses. I could have vlogged at any point, and I'm just sitting there on the computer like, why aren't I vlogging? So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you can relate to it, I hope that it helped you in some way, and if it can't, I hope it was entertaining. So yeah, remember to leave your thoughts in the comments below, like the video if you want to see more, and I will see you guys, I don't know, probably in another fucking month.